We all remember Mehdi, right? It's Mr. Mehdi who sang Ileijo and Ringtone. Well, he was on the Honest Bunch recently with Nedu, Husband Material, and the rest of the crew. And he said a lot of things about his time back then when he was still with P Square and Square Records. And one of the things he said was that for all the job, all the work he did for P Square and Square Record, the songs he wrote and his own songs that he released, that he never got paid. He said he never got paid. Come, let's talk about this. Hello guys, welcome to Silva Squad channel, and this is Silver Stick. So we are talking about Mehdi. You know, he was big back then. I think 2010, 11. You know, he was with P Square, and a lot of people thought he was signed to Square Records or he was, part of the group, part of their crew. But, when they went their separate ways, a lot of people got to know that, there was actually nothing concrete that actually tied their union, maybe a contract or something like that. But he came on The Honest Bunch, recently to shed light on a lot of things. It was a very long episode of podcasting, but, we took some pointers and I just want to give my take. He talks about the job, the work he did, how he was living. He said he was staying in their boys' quarters. And at that time, he initially asked them for if, they would continue like that or they would actually give him a contract to sign so that they will, have something concrete together. And they said no, that they just wanted to help him like they helped Jay Martins and the rest. So they didn't have a contract. He said, going further again, he asked them that, he said no. They said no, that he can do his thing. While he was with them, they will be together, they will help him out, help him grow. But while they are there, that he can, he could do his thing. That means he could go and get gigs, jobs, shows and all that while he was with them, because there was no contract. They were not going to sign him. And as he was with them, they would also be working together. So he made all that claim. He even talked about his song that was supposed to be his first single, that he gave it to P Square. He gave the song to P Square for them to use. And they released that song, Do As I Do or something, which was supposed to be his own first single. And he didn't, and another one, Chop My Money, and another song, Chop My Money, he wrote it, and all that. And he didn't get any royalties, he didn't get anything, but maybe credit on the song, but no royalties. He said he didn't get paid. Let's listen to a bit of that, then we'll talk more.
Wait, Do As I Do and Chop My Money. Let's wait. We'll take one after the other.
Okay.
Were you the one who wrote Do As I Do? Or
Do As I Do was
co-wrote?
meant to be my first single.
Okay.
Oh!
Yeah. It was meant to be my first single. But like I said, it doesn't matter. No me still drop Ilejo. No me still they drop songs. So I don't really care. Like if you need it more than I do. I'll give it to you. Because I can do another one.
Do I Do was meant to be your first single.
Yeah.
As I do, you they do as I do.
No, music choke. No be even about that one. Music choke. No be about that one at all.
So you heard all that, so he said he didn't get paid for all that, and he wasn't even bothered about getting paid. He just wanted to grow. He wanted to be with them, associate with them, grow and all that. So, and he talked about when he went to America to shoot the video of, Chop My Money, and he said it was Akon that they didn't go with him, even though he was one that wrote it. It was Akon who insisted that if Mehdi was not, in that video, he was not going to show up to, shoot that video with them. So they had to bring Mehdi to the US. They flew him in and before they could shoot the video. And he said while he was there, Akon spoke to him, Akon talked to him, asked him his relationship, with them, and he said, man, there was nothing tying him, with P Square or Square Records. And Akon was like, okay, if you get down there and you're sure nothing is, you don't have any contract with them, if you get back to Nigeria, holla at me, I will send you a ticket, you will come back, and there are a lot of things, a lot of work, a lot of gigs that, I'll line up for all that, I'll set up for you. A lot of people want to work with you. He said when he got back to Nigeria, because of his relationship with them, he has been staying with them, he has been in their house for a couple of years, for about 3 or 4 years, staying in their BQ and stuff like that. When they came back, he now opened up, and talked to them, talked to P Square and Jude, that this is the situation, this is the development. Even though you have told me to go and do, my own gig, to go and hustle, look for my gigs myself, but this is the situation. When we were in America, this and this and this was what Akon told me, and this and that, he said they all turned cold. For someone they didn't have a contract with, they all went cold on him and stuff like that. Then something happened, their mom passed and all that. And after that, boom, they provided him with a contract for him to sign the contract. Now, why was it after Akon found interest, in Mehdi, that you now felt it was appropriate to give him or hand him a contract for him to sign? Why was it when, Akon, after 3-4 years, no contract, no interest in, making him, having a legal or a binding contract with, between you guys. So why was it when Akon found interest in him and asked him to, come over, that you now picked interest and, handed him a contract? He looked at the contract, he showed people, and they said it was all good. The contract was good, 50-50. That was the sharing formula in the contract. And so he said, but there were things he felt he should have been in that contract that he didn't see and stuff. So he asked Jude, that the contract is okay, but how is it going to be like? What's the incentives for me? Will I continue to stay in your BQ? How will I be able to send money to my mom? What changes will I see? And he said that was all that blew everything up. Jude, they got angry, they flared up and stuff like that. And they actually, at the end of the day, they told him to leave. So they asked him again that, okay, after everything, why didn't you call Akon? He said, well, they had, he had 1 or 2 shows with Akon, he had some gigs with Akon, but at the end of the day, that they called Seyu Dantata, who was like their maybe godfather or stuff like that, and I've told Seyu about the whole thing, the whole arrangement and what was happening, and that Akon was trying to, take Mehdi from them. Someone you didn't have a contract with, that Akon was trying to take Mehdi from them, and now Seyu Dantata now called Akon and told him to stay clear of Mehdi, that he was trying to take Mehdi from P Square or Square Records, and that was how that relationship between himself and Akon just got caught and ended abruptly.
So what happened to that Akon?
Me and Akon, we do many shows now. We do many shows. So, but they actually told Seyu Dantata, because Seyu Dantata was like, everybody's godfather.
Okay.
Then. So, but because I left P Square, I couldn't really be on that P again.
Okay.
So they told Seyu Dantata Akon wanted to take me from them. So Seyu Dantata calls Akon and says, yo, if you touch Mehdi. So that was what...
Hampered the relationship.
Yeah.
Okay, so as
So
I
that was
was...
what killed the relationship between Akon
Okay,
and
so
Another thing that I noticed was that, in everything, Mehdi was very careful. He didn't really talk down on P Square or Jude, their brother, and stuff like that. He was very respectful towards them. From what he said, he was, he minded his words and he was very respectful, and he didn't try to paint them in bad light, because I know if it were some people, who stuff like this happened to, who opportunities were cut from them and they didn't get royalties, they didn't get more, hell will have broken loose if it were some people. But he was still talking good of them. He was still saying, if you watch, I can't just play the whole thing, the whole podcast. If you watch the podcast, he said nice things about them, that if he even lives there, he could go to their place, that this and that. If he needed money, maybe he could even go and ask them. He said a lot of things, that these guys are great, these guys are good together, these guys are perfect, blah blah. He said a lot of things. He didn't want to burn bridges. So for me, my take is, Mehdi is a very, very good guy, good at heart. He was raised right. He does not believe in burning bridges. Even if you do things to him or you offend him or something like that, he will not take it to heart, and stuff like that. So he's that kind of a person. And on the other hand, for P Square and Square Records and their brother, I feel, for me, my honest opinion is that they didn't do right by Mehdi. They didn't do right by Mehdi. For me, what I feel, what I perceive from all he said was that they actually used him, to get some hits. They used him. Although these guys are good, they are world class. They've been there. They are OGs. But for me, they took advantage of Mehdi, because maybe he was not ambitious, very ambitious as per, wanting a contract, putting everything on paper, doing this and that. They took advantage of that situation. They used him to write hits, to get hits from. And when it was now time for him to gain or to move forward in his career, when Akon's opportunity came knocking at his door, they let him down. They shut the door in his face. They offered him a contract, and at the end of the day, he didn't pull through. And when he was still trying to rekindle that, connection with Akon, they used their godfather, or as he said, Seyu Dantata, to burn that bridge again, to shut that door and stuff. So for me, that's what I feel happened with that situation. And for Mehdi, I think because he said he's setting up his studio, he's trying to come back and stuff like that. I feel someone like Mehdi should get a second chance. He's going to turn out music, but in entertainment generally, I feel he should still be relevant. Maybe own a record label. Maybe manage some artists or new guys and stuff like that. And if he still has it in him, I think he should, still give music a try, still turn out music, do what he knows how to do best and all that. So that's my take on all this. So till I come your way next time, please like, share, follow, and do drop your comments. Doing all this will definitely help make the channel grow. See you all next time. Bye-bye.
Silva Squad channel.